Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of Shrishti, the US, Venezuela, and Iran crisis and the question of peace. Who am I? Well, I am your host for Shrishti, Shrishti Jhunjhunwala. 2026 began the way most years do now, a fresh calendar, same date, and same chaos. You flip the page hoping for softness, but the headlines stay loud. Countries are burning, alliances are shifting, and power is still dressed up as protection. But maybe the stories are getting clearer, and that's what Shrishti is about this year. Better questions, deeper context, and no pretending that geopolitics is far away from us. I was recently watching a Faye D'Souza explainer, the kind that doesn't shout, just lays the facts bare, and it got me thinking about Venezuela and the United States. Because this isn't an isolated story. It's connected to Iran, the oil, to power, and how peace is actually sold to us, the audience.
Esa mierda, marico. Mamá huevo, qué locura. Mocaí, Mocaí. Mira esa mierda, explotaron allá toda esa mierda porque tú no estás explotando.
Mierda, marico, se prendió el
Mira
peo en esa mierda,
mamá
yo.
huevo.
Venezuela has one thing that the world never stops circling back to, and that is oil. And for years now, the US has said its actions are about democracy, sanctions, and security. But when oil tankers are seized, leaders are pressured out, and military power enter the picture, it stops sounding like help and starts sounding more like control. This is where face style really matters. Asking who benefits instead of who speaks the loudest is what we got to know as we deep dive into the entire situation. And here's where Iran also enters the story. Iran and Venezuela have been allies, trading oil, fuel, and defiance against the US sanctions. So when the US tightens its grip on Venezuela, it's also sending a message to Iran. We control the routes, the resources, and the rules. From Tehran to Caracas, the pattern is familiar. Sanctions, pressure, isolation, all justified in the language of global safety or a regime change, to put it simply. The narrative is actually building by and the man himself, Donald Trump. The same man who walked away from Iran nuclear deal, the same administration that escalated sanctions across regions was also projected globally as the peacemaker. Talks of nomination, grand claims of preventing wars, branding strength as stability is their narrative that they are playing. It actually makes you pause because in modern geopolitics, peace doesn't always mean the absence of violence. Sometimes it just means violence that's been normalized, outsourced, or reframed. 2026 began with a havoc, a new calendar, but with the same chaos. But maybe this year we read between the headlines. Maybe we actually question the language of peace, and maybe we stop seeing these stories as something that's distant. Because geopolitics isn't abstract, it decides fuel prices, borders, wars, and whose lives are actually considered expendable. This is Shrishti, not louder news, just clearer conversation. Tell me, what does peace really look like to you?